So the press release was I booked this flight to Kumamoto without any plans. That's only half the truth because this place, Mt Aso, was the plan. I've always wanted to come visit this place because just look around. Beautiful sunny day, beautiful colors, epic landscapes. What more can I ask for? I don't even know where to start exploring, but ice cream. You always start with ice cream. It's a good day. So currently hiking to the crater of Mt Aso is not possible because of increased volcanic activity. So instead I'm going to hike this trail going to a viewing location called Kusasenri, which is an open green grassland which offers some majestic views of the volcano area. So landscape photography tip, always look back and appreciate where you came from. So these pink flowers I googled are called the Kyushu azalea. Very beautiful. I think I picked the right time to visit. Before we continue on with the Explore, it's time for some honest heart-to-heart talk about my photography journey and why this trip meant a lot to me. 2022 and 2023 are what I will consider high points in my photography. You know, I've seen some growth and improvements in my shots, and also I was able to visit a number of inspiring and impressive locations. But in your photography journey, you won't always get high points and you're bound to face some low ones. And I think 2024 is one of those lows for me, probably because I haven't really gone on a lot of trips. And while the landscapes in Hong Kong are very impressive, the weather not so much. It's almost always overcast, not a lot of beautiful light, it's humid and uncomfortable to hike in. And I think there's also that mindset that when a location is a bit more accessible or closer to you, it's easier to give yourself some excuses not to go out and just stay at home and try again for another day. And probably that's the reason why I've been posting a bit more street photography videos lately, because I don't need to put myself in difficult, uncomfortable hiking conditions only to come home with lackluster shots. I think I'm a bit more resilient and persevering when I travel because I know I have time constraints. I only have a limited time in a certain location, so I want to maximize it and I won't give myself any excuses. Just like right now, I mean, it's not going to be your ideal photography conditions. It's not the golden hour, it's harsh lighting, but who cares? I still want to explore because I'm only here for a few days. So I think that's why I will consider this trip as a very important one for me, because just renewed my joy in landscape photography. It's like that saying, you never forget your first love. And street photography is cool and all, but doesn't have this much wow factor for me. So I don't really have much expectations on the shots for this trip. I mean, just being here is already a blessing for me. But I do hope I can find a spot for an epic landscape self-portrait. You know, those selfies that I usually share on my profile. It's one of the shots that will help me to remember this beautiful memory one day. But the struggle is, everything is quite flat. So I can't really find a spot where I can stand out and overlooking some of the impressive background. All right, that's interesting. If you have the budget, you can take a helicopter around the volcano. Made it to Kusasenri. Let's see what the fuzz is all about and why it's so famous. Lots of tourists though. Okay, so I'm going to take a break here in Kusasenri because it's very hot and I've been hiking for a bit over an hour now, but because it's harsh lighting, so I'm using the telephoto 100 to 400 mil so that I can zoom all the way to the peak of the crater and exclude the sky because the sky has harsh lighting and we don't want to include those. And just focus in on the details of the places that we want to. And for now, I'm just spamming the shots and showing off the scale of the landscape from over here. I think it is a really nice view. So now I think that peak is called the Mount Eboshidake, which is one of the peaks around the Aso region, just beside Kusasenri. And I'm interested to see what's the view like from over there. So I'm trying to figure out whether I can use these dry patches of grass to form a foreground leading line to that mountain top over there. I don't know what it's called, just call it the mountain head. I don't know if it's working though. So I think this is going to be my 5th return to Japan, and I just gotta say, this country is like a cheat code in photography. Loads of things to see, very safe place to travel, people are polite and friendly, beautiful streets, beautiful culture, tradition, beautiful shrines, and of course the majestic landscapes. And also they have anime. Can't go wrong in this place, so if you have the chance, do take the time to visit this country. The hike up felt more challenging than expected given the unshaded path with harsh midday sun. Sometimes it does take a lot of discipline doing landscape photography and carrying all the gear up steep climbs, which makes you question life choices. But at the end of the day, the reward is sweet and you yearn to do it all over again. Finally made it to the peak. That was a long climb with interesting views all the way up. Tried to photograph some of the azaleas, but I think my favorite shots are still of the crater area, using a telephoto. But man, this peak area shows some really impressive views. 360 degrees. And I don't even know where to point my camera. But now I'm just calming myself down. Just because you're passionate about something, it doesn't mean you'll always feel motivated doing it. You can get burnt out when things get tough, and let me just say that it's okay to take a break once in a while. Take things at your own pace. If you're really into something, things will eventually lead you back into it. After all, the heart wants what the heart wants. Sounds like relationship advice, but really, I'm just talking about photography. So the view is impressive, but I'm having a hard time looking for a shot which shows not all good views are good photographs. The light is harsh, so the landscapes look a bit flat. There's no depth. But I have to cut the hike short because I am constrained by the time of the public transportation and I need to make it in time before the last bus. Not a very long one and not a very productive in terms of photography, but a much needed one to rekindle the spark of landscape photography for me. So hopefully you enjoyed this mini Kumamoto series, and if you enjoyed, like and subscribe. So I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.